to GamesAreEquals.com test coverage of Secret World. This is part 2. We just finished basic character creation. I have my bladed weapon here. You can use this and just sort of be awesome looking, but it's not really going to do anything. You can't target anybody. Let's pick up this lore icon while we're standing right here. Lore hunting is not something I'm going to do in this playthrough because it's just not interesting to you people, I bet. So we are going to apply our ability points here. So, as you can see, I left it up for the abilities that we want. And since we only have the blade, we really want to focus over here in blades and not in elemental magic, since we don't have a focus currently. One of the abilities that we actually need for ninja is Blade Torrent, so we're going to go ahead and pick that up. And Balance Blade is another active attack, and it consumes blade resources. So, we have that, and we have that. And we only have one. Oh, we can pick up Blade Storm. That does an extra damage when we do Blade Torrents. That's nice. We'll go over here to skill points. You'll really want to remember to put in your skill points. And you will definitely want to make sure you even them out. So right now I'm going to put a point into survivability first. Whenever an enemy glances you, you gain 15% of the damage it dealt back as healing. That's going to be a lot of healing over the course of your character. And this hitting ability with a 6 damage. So there you go. There's an extra 6 damage and 15% healing. That's not bad. So look, right there we just learned a new ability, a new passive ability, which is actually separate from your active abilities, and you need to manage those as well. You can only have 7 of each equipped at any one time. And it actually is kind of a gamble once you start getting down to these lower skills, and then you move up into these much higher skills. And these are much more advanced and focused. You'll actually have to balance. Now the decks are pretty good because they give you a building point. You come here to the ability wheel and you see it's like, okay, you need Twist the Knife, and you need 4 Seasons, and then you need Incision and Flight of Daggers, and you need Sudden Return, Fortune Strike, Clearing the Path. They have the things that you need, and it's pretty nice. It's a nice look at how to build your character. Now we can tell this character here is very advanced. His reputation icon is very full. He has a very snazzy outfit. The weapon on his back looks very powerful. Because there's no levels in this game, you can't really just look at someone and tell how powerful they are. So you sort of have to look at...
Welcome to the Dragon. Sorry about the rough handling. Time's short and we don't have the luxury of a soft landing. I'm Bong Cha. I'm the voice of the dragon. You don't speak with the child. You don't speak with the monks. You speak with me. You get your instructions from me. That's how it works. Are we clear? We believe in free will, within boundaries. I'm gonna set those boundaries for you, and then it's up to you to make your own choices. We all have a role to play, and we're all part of the dragon. The head, the mouth, the claws and fire. Even the dust and debris swept along in our wake. We're all part of the equation. The reality disruption. We're agents of chaos, and we do what needs to be done to shape the future. We do what is necessary. At this moment, new systems are forming on Solomon Island. Think of it like the weather. A storm is brewing, and you're the butterfly. You need to flap your wings. Add another chaotic event to the mix. Aside from our rivals on the council, no one's getting in or out of Solomon Island. The only road is through Agartha, and your kind has the right-of-way in there. There are predictions, models. But even if I did show them to you, you wouldn't have a clue how to read them. Trust us to know where you'll be useful, where you'll be able to disrupt and add discord. The Templars and the Illuminati are racing to unlock the secrets of Solomon Island. We could wait and let them tear each other apart, but there are designs, models, Awaiting new data, fresh agitators, acts of gentle terror. It's time to leave.
Okay, wow. So, she wasn't kidding. It's time to leave. I forgot what I was saying before that video. Oh, you can toggle sprint by hitting X, as they tell you right there. Pretty nice. Once you wrap up with your faction of choice, you will be able to buy faster sprinting, which I'm sure I don't need to tell you will be very useful. Now, we're going to head to Agartha. Now, so I'm just grabbing this one because it's here. This is Agartha. Agartha is the fast travel system in this game, and it's actually a little more than fast travel. Let me let the video handle it. Yes.
Hello? Yes? Now this is the Hollow Earth, Agartha. I do hope you're not here for the local service. It's running somewhat tardy. And by my watch, it's 100 years overdue at 1/4 the hour. Judging from the cut of you, you're more of a world traveller. Well, you've come to the right place. This underground realm, like the Great British Rail System, is the very model of efficiency. Agartha's thoroughfares sprout from the Tree of Life and connect back to the surface. Distance and time bend in here. Why, you can cross the globe in a brisk walk. Of course, it's perfectly safe. No one's entirely sure how it works. Quite bedeviled, the science boffins, but I'm assured they have their top men on it. Top men. Now you'll need one of these. Mind your fingers. Thank you. Fascinating devices. Fortunately, there's still enough to hand out like sweets. Consider it your anchor to the Hollow Earth. It can return you here in a flash, proverbially and quite literally. Well then, onwards to the New England coast, what?
So this is
Come along.
this is sort of the fast travel system of the game. Here, let's grab this ore because I'm looking right at it, and they sort of warp you because it's not fun to walk that whole way. Boom, and we're here. That guy's got some cool gear. Now, pick up some more lore. Now we're gonna go to Kingsmouth Town. This is the beginning area and where you will spend probably the first 5 or 6 hours if you're as dedicated to questing as I am. For this free weekend, I've been playing here exclusively. I've been reaching the edges of the content, but the questing system is unique enough that I'm actually having to do some sort of backtracking. I'll go over the quest system once we get into town, and I have more examples. This loading can sometimes be a little bit of a pain, especially in video instances. So, here we are in Agartha. we're coming out. See, I know there's one here, and then this is an anima well, which are things you're gonna want to find. This is where you respawn when you die. Just clear out these. Oh, and we can actually access the item store. Oh, not yet. Okay. Not yet.
Oh, don't worry, kid. You haven't gone back in time. I just happen to be the last of the cowboys.
Now, this guy isn't a mission critical
Got your
NPC,
southern welcome right
but
here.
I still don't want to talk over him.
Beans, Texas style. Good ought to face evil on a full stomach. Name's Boone. I'm a troubleshooter. You and I need to have a little powwow before you go shooting for trouble. Yeah, chaos theory is all well and good in theory, but what we're dealing with here is chaos in practice. And what'll a dragon make of that? Sure, you can be divided in purpose, but we gotta stand united against darkness. This ain't my first rodeo. I know we're gonna need all the unity we can get. Don't mean to say you stepped into hell, but when the wind blows west, you can just about smell the brimstone. All we know is death and fog came from the sea, or someone brought it back with them. If I was a gambling man, I'd put money on that someone still being around. Bunch of survivors holed up in Kingsmouth town. Follow that main road and the sound of gunfire, you'll come to the sheriff's office. Kid, whatever your reasons for being here, you find out what those people died for, and you bring a reckoning.
So, a lot of the NPCs in A Secret World are super unique. They have, they'll have either specified backstories through info that you'll pick up, or they'll have implied backstories through just for the info they give you. So, I will show you the quest system here. Each of pretty much every quest, if you're accepting it from a person, will have an intro cutscene. So let's go through this one now.
This forest crawls. Gets my fingers itching for two matters. One, the other, figuring out a way to keep them down. It ain't right the way the dead walk the earth. They deserve their 6 feet, same as everyone else. I've sworn to keeping guard here, and you've got places to be. But nothing's stopping you from culling the herd as you go. Hell, figure out what makes them tick and how to make that ticking stop, and I'll buy you a beer at the apocalypse. So go on, kid. Saddle up. The end of the world waits for no man.
So these cutscenes will usually provide information on the quest you're about to do, and they are usually pretty helpful. Now, we see these zombies here. Enemies, you know, to engage, you just gotta run up on them, and hit them. Now I can do this as an AoE and damage all of them, and then I can do Blade Torrent and hit all of them as well. And Blade has a lot of AoE, so you will want to AoE a lot. Now, I don't want to go too far into this forest, since there's actually some nasty stuff there. We're going to engage this group here, do some AoE attacks, take them down with not any real issue. Now, you'll see that my quest says that Tier 1 was completed. When they use tiers, it's the number of steps in the quest. So I'm on step 2 of 5. The next step is to come over here. Yeah, this lady has it. And we wait for this car alarm to stop. And then we jump on it to trigger the alarm, which is something you'll be able to do once you even get into the town. Now that's gonna bring zombies. So you go ahead, you kill all them. Now, I've earned enough XP that I got another ability point. As you can see, there's no time where I leveled or dinged or anything like that. I just gain an ability point. Now I only have one, and this costs 2, so I have to wait. And it's as simple as that. I mean, character progression is really pretty simple. Let's pick up this lore. Now, it says ignite gas cans and draw zombies into the fire. So I'm going to run ahead to this next gas can over here. Because she's working on that one. So, you activate the gas can. And then get out of there. It explodes. Run over some zombies, smack them. Run over here. Roll through the fire is the best way I found to do it. Make sure zombies get in the fire so you get more credit. And then I just AoE the crap out of them. And then they're down. Hey, I got a green item. Look at that. Oh, I'm technically in combat. No, so look at that. I already have a green item. Fancy. Now, there's another gas can over here. So we'll come back here. Activate this gas can. Right up here. Alert these people. Roll through. The fire doesn't do that much damage. And we really want to make sure we complete this quest. So now, bullets and resources. And then just AoE until they fall down. And pick up any loot. Now there is active dodging in this game. It is on a cooldown that you'll be able to see right there. So I've completed that quest, or that step, so I'm moving on. Now, when you are running around the world, you might see something that looks like this. This is a side quest. You click on this icon, and it'll tell you what to do, and you accept it. Now, the important thing to remember is that the map up here, and let me show you this amazing map. This map is amazing. It is detailed enough, but it's still pretty stylish. So, it'll track all of your quests, and it'll tell you what that quest is. But when you want to switch between the quests that you're actively tracking, as you can see that marker, you mouse over to the side, and you select the mission that you want to track. You can have one story mission, one dungeon mission, which is purple, one main mission, which is red, and 3 side quests active at any one time. Now, this is going to fly in the face of what a lot of people think of for MMOs, where you just have 2,700 active quests, you just run around, pick up all the quests, and then you go and you do all of them. In Secret World, you will have to come back to NPCs every so often. Because you'll have, finished the one quest they gave you. You need to do a different quest. Finish these good guys off. So, you examine the corpse here. So, I mean, you'll have to come back to them. This spawns a big guy that I have to fight. You'll have to come back to them and, pick up that quest. And, So if you have a let's say a main quest you come across someone with a main quest, there's nothing you can do about it. You'll just have to come back and talk to that guy later. So, that little effect you put on the ground, you need to get out of that, that little icon before that fills up, to get out of the range of his special attack. And it's actually really important because those will do a ton of damage. So we found Kingsmith. As you can see, they're not really doing too well. They sort of have themselves held up, or hold up. But it's not that good. So when you finish a quest, it's really great. You just click this little button here, turn it in. Now instead, I could take this opportunity and branch out, pick up a new weapon, which would be fine. You know, branching out isn't that bad. But I'm just gonna get a new sword. Now, as you can see, there's no difference between the swords, at least for now. Now, I'm going to go do this quest really quick. Turn this on. Oh, I have 2 AP. So I will pick up this active ability. It makes me harder to hit. Because if you remember, any attack that glances me, heals me. So I definitely want to evade as many as possible. So I'm going to turn in this side quest really quick. Because it's really easy. Just turn it in. Right as rain. Send report. You will earn money, which is Pax Romana, and you will earn sequence. You can head over to these fellas over here, Council of Venice, and you can pick up gear from them. I'm debating what quests I want to do for you. I think I'll do the weapon manufacturer side quest. Now, it says it's hard, but usually in this game, the difficulty of things is based off of how much thinking goes into them. So hard isn't really that hard. So this is the crafting. I'll show you really quick. So this is the assembly window. Now, I want to disassemble this shotgun. So I drop it here, and I get 7 of these bad boys. Now, I want to assemble a new weapon. Now, I can look at this book here, and it will show me the layouts for crafting a new item. Now, I believe for a ninja, I want elemental focus. So I look at the book again, and I see elemental focus. You make a little person shape. So I open assembly back up. Okay, and I have to shift, click. Now let's see if I remember how to do this properly. And you have to put a weapon kit in that box. And hey, what do you know? I remembered. So I can equip that focus also, and now my sword shows up and my little man. And I turn that quest in. I get my experience and whatnots.
Good talking to you.
Now I have my elemental focus, but I don't actively have any spells in it. Now that's a nice little trick I like. You can make the magic be the full area, but you don't really need it. I actually don't have any active spells with my elemental magic, which is fine because it's not too much bother to gain experience. Now, I'm actually not going to do that guy's quests, Sandy Moose Jansen's. They're pretty good quests, but I'll save them for you. They're pretty neat. Let's go activate this cutscene so I can get some of the quests in here.
Now you are a sight for sore eyes. Heck if I know where you folks keep coming from, but anyone who walks through that door alive pretty much gets my amnesty. Something in your past colors you sourly to a badge, I'd ask you to call it quits in return. We agreeable? Well then, I'm Sheriff Bannerman, and this down-home little state of emergency is what's left of my jurisdiction. Sure, we tried to hold as much of the town as we could at first. More out of nostalgia than any civil defense plan. I won't tell you Kingsmouth was a slice of heaven in a snow globe, but it was ours. Now it ain't. There was always something running under in this town. Maybe what's spilled out now. If that's how it works, I couldn't say hand on heart we didn't have it coming. But that fog, and the things in it, they didn't pick and choose when they came in. Most folks didn't stand a chance. Now, I can see you're armed. I won't kick up any fuss about that. Straight truth is, you'll need to be. Just don't go thinking that means you're deputized as such. Heaven knows if there was ever a time and a place for the right to bear 'em, you're looking at it. Henry has his word of God, that Roger woman has her crystal ball, and Norma out on the point's got a 12 gauge. My money's on Norma.
So, as you saw when I came in, I picked up a lot of stuff. I got some ability points, which I'm actually going to use to pick up some elemental spells here. I'll pick up an active and a passive. And I have some skill points, which I will use to... Okay, that's pretty good. So we take that. Elemental Manifestation. Well, that's not anything I even have. So we'll pick up this side quest because it's a pretty nice one. Missing persons. Now, as you can see, it says it's hard, and it's not really that hard. It's mostly about running around town. Now, I'll show you one of my favorite touches in this game. These phone books you'll find around town. It's just a phone book. But it's a pretty nice touch. It's an actual phone book. This is what a phone book would look like. And it's pretty neat. Now, can I access the item store? I can. Now, if my 1,200 points... Yes, my 1,200 points have come in from doing 30 quests on my other character. So, I will show you the item store a bit, and I will make a purchase. First thing I will do is claim my free pyrotechnics for playing during this free weekend. Now, as you can see, you can pick up clothes, and since clothes make the man, as it were, now, see, this jacket is 1,200 points. That is all of the points I've earned doing 30 quests. And if we come here to buy points, we can see, well, here, we can see that 1,200 points is $10. That coat is $10. And it's really confusing because this is a subscription game. So you have all kinds of accessories, and then you have full straight up outfits if you want a full outfit. I was actually considering getting this outfit for my Illuminati character. That's a pretty sharp suit and vest. That coat's pretty nice. Those are nice, very nice simple dress pants. Not as fond of the shoes, but that's okay. You know, for 1,200 points, that's not bad. But I think I really want to get one of these animals because I don't know how they work, but just having a cat is kind of nice. I don't know why this specific dog is 20% off, but it's, what is that, 120 points. So that's, you know, Phantom Mutt. It's just a black dog. Get an owl. That's kind of dope. yeah, let's get this one, because for whatever reason... so, I bought it, and it should be in my inventory now. This is bound to my character, and just summons a doggy. My doggy is targetable. Can't hit him, because he's green, so he's your buddy. He'll just run around with you. That's pretty cool. You know, just having a dog. He just follows you, and he'll chill. Now, we're gonna fight some of these zombies here. See how this dog works. This dog stays well away. Well, okay then. Now we're gonna pick up this incomplete report because it's another good quest to pick up. It's just quests you can do while you're running around town. Now, there is a page for the quest that I'm doing. You might not even know. You can run right past it. So, Secret World requires a little bit more forethought than other games do. I actually want to look back in this item store here. All the outfits are $1,200. This is really kind of ridiculous that they cost so much. Now, I want to point out one of my biggest problems with this game is the subscription model. This isn't free to play. This is paid subscription. So you pay money every single month to play this game. But they still have an item store full of only cosmetic items. Cosmetic items should be the cheapest items you have. Now, if you go back and read an interview that I believe it was Rock Paper Shotgun did with one of the designers for Secret World, he sort of bashes the item store model that NCSoft is working on for Guild Wars 2. Now, really quick, I'm doing this quest to find missing people. This is one of the people. If you just go near him, the game will not give you credit. You have to click on him, find out he is that person, and the game will give you credit. It's kind of interesting. You know, it actually takes work to do well in this, and I kind of like that. Wow, that's a pretty good animation. I really like this dog. Okay. You know, I haven't used that elemental spell yet. That's pretty cool. So, as I was saying, he kind of put down the item store that NCSoft is building for Guild Wars 2. And it was kind of, here, you know what, let's delete general chat there. That's some of the text I was catching was a little adult themed, and we don't want that, so I'm sorry for if anyone was offended. So, I don't know how he can justify having a paid item store in a full, you know, $15 a month subscription-based game. I will spend money in your item store because I don't spend money for your subscription. That's how I do it. You know, that's how I feel. The money that I'm not spending every month, the $15 every month, will be spent to be like, hey, you know, that's a really nice coat. I haven't spent any money on this game so far. Yeah, let's pick up a nice coat. I should point out that this isn't even money that you have to spend, because as I showed you, those decks will provide you really interesting clothing options. You know, like, let's see. Like, I like this coat way more. Why would I spend $10 on this coat when I can just have, why would I spend $12 on that coat when I can have this coat? I'm thinking that's what they were thinking. It doesn't mean it's still not super sucky. But, you know, regardless. So, I'm waiting for this, I'm just waiting for this game to go free to play. And I have a feeling it will sooner rather than later. Now, I'm unsure what I'm looking for in this circle. I'm looking for a medical report page, which I think is... Oh, well, this is for a different quest. Let's just grab this lore really quick and leave this guy alone. He's kind of tough. You fight him later on for a quest. I mean, yeah, a lot of people say, like, oh, you know, it won't go free to play, but Star Wars The Old Republic was just announced that it was going free to play, and, you know, Guild Wars 2 has built its entire success off of being free to play. You know, it is free to play from the word go. I don't mind buying a box. You know, I don't mind spending $30, picking up a box, you know, and getting a key. That, you know, that's fine. That's paying for the content. I don't mind paying you for the content. That's how I buy every game I buy. I say, hey, I will pay you for what's in the box, and then they give me the box. And with as many free-to-play RPGs, well, I shouldn't say RPGs, I should say MMOs specifically, because an MMO is not always an RPG. And if you don't believe me, Team Fortress 2 is an MMO, if you can believe it. Super Monday Night Combat is an MMO. There are a ton of really weird MMO shooters on Steam. One was called Bullet TV, I think. So, MMOs don't always mean RPG. So, with as many free games as there are out there, and not only just free games, but, like, games I've already bought. Like, Secret World needs to think of a way to pull me away from, you know, not only other RPGs, but games like Skyrim that, you know, on the PC are as readily available. And, you know, I've already paid money for. It's had 2 50% off sales since it came out on Steam. You know, it's had a first DLC release. So, theoretically, for $45, I've gotten, you know, an amazing amount of content on Steam, with Skyrim, you know, plus mods if you're already on PC, which, you know, if we're talking about the consumer market for Secret World, we're assuming that you are. Oh, this sucks when the animations bug out. So, I mean, you expect me to pay not only $50 for a box, but then $15 a month on top of that. You know, that's a pretty big investment. And, you know, playing quests and fighting Cthulhu and getting loot and all that, you know, like, that's fun, but at the end of the day, they're kind of all the same thing. Like, I enjoy quests and stuff as much as the next guy, but beating quests in Skyrim is pretty much the same as beating them in Old Republic, and there's really no reason you know, I don't excuse me, I don't need to play both of them. Excuse me, I got a drink of water right there. So, gaming is a value proposition, especially for MMOs, where time investment is much higher. You know, there's no way to play an MMO successfully in under, you know, 40 hours. You're gonna be committing a ton of time, a ton of man hours to the game. It's a simple fact, especially if you want to get into high-end content, like just simply completing the main story of an MMO will take you many hours, and that's not even counting if you want to do side quests, if you level slower than the average person. It's just part of the game. So while I think Secret World has a lot of, it's got a lot of style, and it has really, I'll say this, really interesting content. Some of these quests that we won't have time to see, some of these quests are absolutely intriguing. They take a lot of, you know, they take a lot of thinking. Like, here, let me get to a safe spot really quick. How many games do you know that have a web browser built in? This is Google. This is real Google. I'll go here. Instead of Google searching for it, I'll go to GamesAreEvil.com. This is a proper web browser. Now, it probably doesn't render stuff for crap. Here, let's read Pete's story about Klopp, which I'm sure he was very excited about, because he's a big old brony. Now, I could even log in with my WordPress. I don't suggest logging into any accounts, because I don't know how their web browser deals with cookies. They obviously have no kind of ad blocking or anything like that. But, I mean, here it is. There are quests that you have to go to fake websites. Websites that are set up just for this game. I will show you one right now. Okay, this is for Orochi Group. This is a fake company that is set up for this game just for a quest. It's in multiple languages. Just for one quest. Now, that takes a lot of style. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of focus. You don't accidentally do a quest that interesting. And they use the web browser enough. But I'm digressing from my point. This is a pretty interesting game. I'm going to keep my eye out for free weekends, again, in the future. Free points to the item store doesn't hurt at all. But I'm going to keep my eye on this game. I'm going to continue to play for free weekends in the future. And I guess they're starting to have a little bit of server lag. And when this game inevitably goes free to play, I will be there day one. But until then, there's this last guy. Until that time, I'm going to be playing. Well, we'll talk about what I'll be playing on the website. I don't want to spoil that. Now we're coming up on just about 45 minutes for this video, so I'll finish showing you this quest. I gotta find one more person. But I'll actually sprint over and show you one of my more enjoyed locations in this beginning area of the game. Now there's a few more, in the later on sections, and a ton of cutscenes. There's an amazing amount of cutscenes in this game for an MMO that just describes story, and characters will pop up. Oh, I guess my pooch went away. you know, just really intriguing, a really intriguing storyline. And I think next time a free weekend comes around, I will definitely put a post on the site. So, you know, watch for them. I'm sure everyone will put a post up, but I will make it a point to put one on GamesAreEvil.com. Let's fight these guys and cut through to the location I want to show you guys. And I will certainly keep up on any update news. I know Pete is a very big fan of this game, as he should be, because it's an amazing title. And it's kind of a shame that Funcom's weird business practices have, you know, they haven't ruined this game. They haven't actively done anything wrong. Obviously, now I'm gonna. Oh, okay, I was gonna say now I'm gonna get stuck out of an item upgrade. I actually need a skill point for that. No, you know, I don't want to say ruin the game, and they haven't done anything bad actively to the game, but it's put it pretty low on my radar. Like, I have, you know, no interest in playing this game in its current form. I'll have to wait until it goes free to play, which I'm sure won't be. Well, could say I won't, you know, won't be sure, but you know, the Old Republic went free to play, and that's barely a year. So let's run away from these guys, and I'll show you this location. It's pretty neat. They actually have a quest to deliver mail to a location. Hey, here's that other report that I need. Oh, you know what? It's actually around the corner. So let's sprint there. So we're just going to keep at it place. There's actually a quest you pick up later that has you delivering mail. And this is the location. And it's pretty slick because it's so out of the way. And it's such a neat little place. It's just a little basement.
Don't mind the mess.
Coven. Now we don't have a main quest, so technically I could pick this one up, but I feel like that might be revealing too much of the game. So we're gonna end it here. This has been Gamer Evil's quick look at Secret World. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Be sure to check out the website for hopefully more video content, definitely more content from myself and all the great contributors over there. Thanks, guys.